let's just begin right there. Okay, should we now begin?
Sure. Hello,
Third
hello.
time. Hello. Hi. So here we are again. I'm just going to start from scratch because I think we've got it all set up now. So we had some technical difficulties. We had to restart. We're back. We're here. We're live. Everything seems to be working great. Thank you for being with us on our vanilla extract making party. This is our 4th extract making party. We are so excited to do this one. What we do is we interact with these wonderful group members in our group, Making Vanilla Extract by Vanilla Pura, and we try to help and we listen to what you're talking about, and then based on the things that you talk about over the course of the month, we try to create these parties once a month for up to an hour, a little bit less, to talk about the things that you're talking about. And so that's our goal. So we've got some really fun things, even outside of regular extract, that we're going to be doing today that we're excited to share with you. Let's go through some of the comments. We've got, of course, Starlet there. Starlet, let's just say thank you right out of the chute, Starlet, for being one of our moderators. She does an amazing job. Maddie Seifert is on as well, and she does an amazing job. She handles a lot of our social media and marketing. So Maddie, thank you very much for all that you do for us. For everyone else that helps at Vanilla Pura that's also watching, our team that does our pouching, our team that does our warehousing, everyone that is involved in getting these beans put in pouches and shipped out to our wonderful customers and group members. Thank you all for all that you do, and we couldn't do it without the entire team. So now let's talk about extract making, shall we?
Yeah.
So are there any questions? So
no, I'm just loving seeing everyone here. We've got Amanda, you found us. I'm so happy. Hello, Amy.
Amy DeLong Main is someone we need to call out as well. She's been with us for a long time, and we are so glad to have you in our group, Amy. And you're always here on these monthly parties, so we appreciate that.
Julianne, hi.
Hi, Jamie. Hello, Jamie. Who else do we have? We've got Allie from Colorado checking in, just on the other side of the mountain.
We're almost neighbors.
We're almost neighbors.
Welcome. We're so glad that you're all here, and many of you are very familiar either through our blog, or we've spoken with you on the phone, or communicated through email. So we feel like we know a lot of you, and it's fun. It
is so much fun. We have friends up in Canada that are checking in. Peggy finally got in. Peggy, we finally got in. It was a crazy start this time, wasn't it? With the internet and everything else. So we got a lot of people, and we're excited to have all of you. So why don't we jump in? There's a few things we wanted to do right off the bat. As you know, we love giving away vanilla beans at Vanilla Pura. Any chance we can to celebrate. Really, that's what it's all about, and we use our beans to celebrate. And so we had hit 26,500 group members this week, which was just absolutely amazing. We've already given out 1 ounce of Madagascar vanilla beans to our winner of that contest. It was a new member of our group. So that is really exciting that we just keep growing and growing and growing. This started, I think, 8 months ago, and we just can't believe how many people have joined our little group. And really, it's been a movement. We say this because it's important. We started the group just to share extracting ideas, and it became this group where everybody comes together and strangers help strangers, and it kind of evolved into this movement of sweetness. And everybody is just so kind to others as a result of everyone being bound by this little tiny vanilla bean that when we smell it, it makes everyone smile. And so this week, we had an anonymous donor reach out, and this has happened multiple times where we had someone reach out and they said, you know what, I want to give beans to someone in the group. I don't know her, but I'd like to do that. And so we made a post, we called that person's name out and told her that she had been the recipient of free beans. We can tell you that neither one of these people know each other. It was done anonymously, so it really was just done for the sake of doing something kind for someone else. And that's the metaphor of Vanilla Pura and our group, Making Vanilla Extracts. It's much more than an extract making community. It's a community of friends and kindness and sweetness and strangers helping strangers. And we just love watching it and being a part of it.
Yeah, 26,500 members who are being kind and helpful to each other. That's a lot of people. And find a lot of places like that. And we understand not all of us are kind and considerate all the time. We have bad days, but in our group, we find a place to just be kind and be helpful, and we appreciate that.
We really do. So every week we do our free beans for kind words giveaway, just to continue to reinforce that feeling of that movement, where it's a selfless request where you have to get on and you have to nominate someone else. You can't nominate yourself. You've got to nominate someone who has made a kind post or a kind comment or has been exceptionally helpful. And then once a week, we give away free beans to someone who is nominated by a stranger. So it's always a stranger nominating a stranger. And it's always fun to read those comments and to read those nominations and to be able to give out free beans. So we have a little surprise on this one. We're actually going to do 2 free bean giveaways for free beans for kind words this week.
Yes, we are.
We've already announced the first, and it was no surprise to anyone, and he's actually won it before, but he's had so many nominations, we had to recognize him again because everyone loves him, and we are so glad that he's a member of our group. But Jeff Sewell, if you'll see the post, Jeff once again is a winner of free beans for kind words. So Jeff, yet more vanilla beans are on their way to you for free. You were nominated so many times, we just had to make sure that we gave you that award. There's so many new people, and these aren't people that have been around forever that know Jeff. I mean, these are brand new people in the group, and you're so good to reach out to them and to help these strangers. They know who you are so quickly, and we appreciate it. And so you've got free beans on your way to you. So thank you, Jeff, for all you do. In addition, there was a very interesting nominee, and we wanted to give free vanilla beans to this person as well. This person was nominated by Donna Brulato. Donna doesn't know this person because Donna was new and didn't know who to nominate. And then this person got on and said, yeah, I'm not sure who to nominate either because I'm new and I'm planning a wedding and I haven't had time. And then Donna said, well, I'm going to nominate you since you're planning a wedding right now. And then this person posted back, and they posted all the pictures of the different things that they're doing in preparation for this wedding that they're planning for, which we know is so stressful.
Oh my goodness.
And so our second winner of free beans for kind words goes to Robin Kyle. Robin, you were nominated by Donna. Congratulations, Donna. Thank you for giving Robin the nomination. That was just a fun interaction on that post this week, and we wanted to recognize it and say thank you. So
congratulations in your marriage.
Exactly. So Jeff and Robin, you are both winners of free beans for kind words this week. Now, at the end of the show today, we're going to give away free vanilla beans to 10 more people. These are our top 10 contributors in the previous month. So we've been doing that in every show. We're going to do it again in this show. So our top 10 contributors at the end are going to win some beans. So there we go. That's where we're at right now. Thanks to everyone. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
How about we have a little party? Since it's Sunday afternoon and this is what we love doing here. The very first thing that we want to do while Jill's setting up, we have in front of us here, and we always have these are all of our past extracts. We keep them here just as a reminder that they're still here. We're still catching up on them. For the new people that are watching right now, these were the first 5 extracts that we made in our very first show in January. So all of these are going to be ready for this holiday season. It'll be close, but they should all be ready for the holiday season. So they include some extracts that are made with bourbon, some that are vodka, some are using whole beans, some are using half beans. If you look at our previous shows, all of the details are there. Here they are. They're coming along nicely. In our next month's presentation, we're going to actually go through and we'll open these up, we'll sniff them, we'll kind of get a midway, halfway point progress update on where they're at. But we always keep them here in front because this is what started all of our parties, were these first 5. The only thing that is different is the starlet. As you'll recall in the very last presentation that we did, the party that we had, when we pulled out it was the cocoa nibs. When we pulled out first the coffee nibs and replaced them with cocoa nibs, and then we pulled out the cocoa nibs and left just the beans, the alcohol level went down. And so we went ahead and added just a little bit more alcohol to the top It was the
Bacardi Gold.
Bacardi Gold. So we used the original alcohol that we put in the very first one. So we added that just to make sure that all the beans are submerged. We've got extra beans in here. We're not worried about any sort of, call it chemical displacement. We think the extract's going to be just as strong as it was, but we wanted to top it off just to make sure that all those beans stayed covered. Other than that, every one of these extracts are exactly the same. And you will also notice in our nice little decoration here, we had one of our wonderful farmers send us a vanilla bean vine. And so we have our very first vanilla bean vine. We don't know how this is going to grow in Utah.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
But it's going to be tough. So we've got it in water right now because we just barely received it. It's beautiful. And there's actually right here at the bottom, I'm going to bring it up because it's beautiful. Let me show it here in the camera. You'll see right there is a tiny little bloom that is just about ready to blossom. And when it does, we will hand pollinate it. We're going to put it in soil. We're going to put some wood behind it so it can climb, because that's what they do. And we're going to do everything we can in this dry state and sometimes cold state of Utah to help that vanilla bean vine grow and to see if we can't harvest a vanilla bean off of it, which would be a lot of fun. I remember the very first vanilla plantation that I went to was in the Caribbean, and it was amazing to me. I was there on, about half of the plantation just happened to be blooming that day. So the owners were going around and they were manually pollinating every single one of the vanilla orchids. But they also had a team of people that were taking the vanilla vines like this, and they were cutting them, so there was no top and no bottom, and then they would just go take that cut about that big, and they would go throw it over like the branch of a cinnamon tree, or over the branch of, they had a giant lime tree, because the vines need wood to kind of crawl up and to grow. That's just the way that they're made. But you don't necessarily even have to plant them in the ground when you're in these tropical environments. They would lay them on the branch and they would just start growing in both directions. They eventually always make their way to the ground and into the soil, and they pull nutrients out of the soil, but they pull nutrients through these little legs out of the wood that they are actually climbing against and the trees that they're on. And so we're excited to finally have one in our home, and we will be checking up on that, and we just are going to do our darndest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, we're going to do our darndest
best.
just to keep that alive. We have lemon trees in our house that we've had some success with, but it's really, really hard.
It's a lot of work.
So anyway, while I've been talking, Jill has been setting up one of the things that everyone talks about on our site, and we are so excited to make it here with you today, is
Kahlua.
Kahlua. Let's dive into Kahlua.
So many people have mentioned this, like, when are you going to do this on your next live? I want to learn how to make Kahlua. It is the easiest thing to make, and the best thing about Kahlua, it only takes 2 to 3 weeks, and it is ready.
How many things do we make on our website or in our group that are like ready in like 2 or 3 weeks? Like,
yeah, not a lot.
Not a lot. You get into the desserts, they're ready, but in terms of extraction or things that can help it all takes a while. So this is ready in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
So we're really excited to be making it with you today. This is our recipe. We've seen other versions already of Kahlua that people have shared. We would love to hear things that you do differently, but let's walk through what we do.
Okay. So first we're going to start off. Of course, there's coffee in Kahlua. And if you want this recipe, it is on our blog under, just going to recipes, it's under, I think, desserts, and then, or even just go into the search bar and put Kahlua and it will come up, and this recipe will be there.
We have so many recipes now that people have shared and so many different extracts. We've got the 2 blogs and they're just growing. So the fastest way to find anything is go to vanillapura.com, just go up to the little magnifying glass, hit search, type in what you're looking for, it'll pop up.
It's the easiest way.
It's the easiest way.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 2.5 cups of coffee.
And what kind of coffee are we using here?
I just did Colombian beans.
These are Colombian, now there's steam coming off this right now. So
yes,
this is...
because you want your coffee to be hot, not so hot, but a little bit hot because it melts the sugar just a little bit faster.
So we start with hot coffee. You're putting in 2.5 cups.
2.5 cups of Colombian coffee. I use fresh brewed. They say that it gives it a better richness, but you can use instant.
You can use instant.
Done that.
Yep.
Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of sugar at a time.
Yeah, not a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sugar at a time. A lot of sugar, a little bit at a time is what we're doing here, because it is, I saw that bowl of sugar, I'm like, that is a whole lot of sugar.
Yeah, it's 4 cups of sugar.
It's 4 cups of sugar. So,
oh, and by the way, you can double and triple this. So if you want to make this for gifts, I know a lot of people will make Kahlua for friends for Christmas, or really for anything you want to gift out to. You can make this Kahlua and double, triple, whatever you want to do there. It's still going to be good.
Still going to be good. So Amy was nice enough to post the link of the Kahlua on the feed there. Amy DeLong, Maine, thank you again, Amy. You're just a rock star. We appreciate it. So you can click on that link and follow along if you'd like. So we're stirring in the sugar.
Yep,
we're seeing.
I'm just stirring until it's dissolved. That's all I'm doing. And you know, we're not far off here.
It is because of the heat. It's going to dissolve very quickly. It's like putting sugar in your cup of coffee.
You don't want to do cold coffee.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be piping hot, but you know, somewhere in the middle of that.
And this was still pretty hot. Steam coming off of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just makes it go faster.
So we're going to continue to stir that up until all of the sugar is melted or dissolved, excuse me. And Sue just said, I love Kahlua, and I know, Sue, everyone does. That's why we're so excited to make it. It is one of the most popular posts that we see people doing. Great for the holidays and something you can do quickly.
It's not just for coffee, or, you know, you can put this in your baked goods. So if you don't drink alcohol, put this in cookies. There are all kinds of cheesecake. There are all kinds of different baking things that you can put this yummy Kahlua in, especially chocolate. You add a little bit of coffee to chocolate, a coffee flavor. Oh my goodness, it just takes it up a notch. So good.
One of the things that people that are new at Vanilla Beans that they're learning, and that we learned as well, is that everything that we all know because of the popularity of coffee beans, you know, different coffee has different tastes from different regions. So a coffee bean grown in Colombia is different than a coffee bean that is grown in Costa Rica. It's all true for vanilla beans. And so now you take the complexity of the origin of a coffee bean and anything that you're doing, blend it with the complexity of the origin of a vanilla bean, and you're going to create in your kitchen an entirely new taste that no one has ever experienced before. So you have a Colombian coffee. We're going to put in, what's the origin of the vanilla bean here?
Oh, this is Indonesian.
We're going to be using an Indonesian vanilla bean, which is the darker, smoky, earthy, kind of a really rich bean, right?
Yep.
And chocolate and vanilla, when you put them together, it accentuates both the chocolate and the vanilla. And so coffee and vanilla, very similar. It's going to accentuate the coffee and the vanilla. And I was going to say cocoa beans, like coffee beans, are also the same. Cocoa beans from all the different regions of the world all have different tastes. So cocoa beans, coffee beans, vanilla beans, same thing. And that's what we're experimenting with. So we've got Indonesian beans.
So I have Indonesian beans. The recipe says 1.5 inches. I always add extra vanilla. I always have, and that's why we're probably in this thing, right?
We kind of love vanilla.
We kind of love vanilla, so I'm just putting in a couple of these.
And are these grade A, grade B?
They're grade A.
These are grade A. Are they're cut? Are they sliced open?
I sliced them open, but I mean,
because
they're
you
cut
want,
anyways.
you like the caviar to come out. So
I do.
Cut, sliced open, 2 beans, or 2 sliced, 2 1-inch, 2-inch segments.
Yeah, they're like a little closer to 2 inches.
Maybe 2 inches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then you're going to add the rum. Now, here's the thing. The recipe says add dark rum, adds richness and warmth. I have made this before with the black rum, and it turns out fabulous.
It's wonderful.
That's what a lot of the recipes call for. But at the same time, they say you can use even white. So I already had Bacardi Gold in my cupboard, and so I wanted to try something in the middle. So this is Bacardi Gold. I have already tried the dark. I can verify it's wonderful, and that's what this recipe calls for. But I wanted to try something in the middle because I want to see, does it really make a difference? Is it richer? So I'm just adding the rum and
so that's, again, you take all of these different variables, right? So we've taken coffee beans. And people say, well, you add coffee beans. Well, as we just mentioned, you can have coffee beans from anywhere in the world. And so the kind of coffee bean that you choose is going to create a different outcome. Then you add vanilla beans, and vanilla bean can be from anywhere in the world, and it's going to have a different outcome. Then you can pick the kind of rum, because there's thousands of different types of rum that are out there, and so we're trying to like. Then you can have a different outcome. So with 3 moving variables, each variable having multiple dozens of different applications, it means that there are like 100,000 ways to make Kahlua, and you never have to make it the same way twice. And that's what we've learned. We're always experimenting, always trying something new.
Yep. And Starlet, I watch her on here, and she's always like, go with your gut. Add a little of this. What do you think about this? Add a little bit of that. Her extracts are lovely. Like,
they are.
She has good instincts.
She really does. Okay.
Can you help me?
I sure will. So we want to pour it just right in here.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're done.
Yep. We're done making Kahlua. How fast is that? How easy is that? It's crazy. I mean, it's my kind of thing, right?
And just a quick smell. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
It is.
I don't quite smell the vanilla coming through yet, but that's the reason that we wait, right? So the vanilla's in there, and it's just going to absorb the vanilla over time. It adds that little accent. And so what's the weight? Oh, are we going to pour it in here now?
Yep.
And then we can talk about the weight. So I'll hold this. We have this sort of decorative little, this looks like a 1 liter.
Yep, I'm going to put the rest in an 8 ounce.
So this is our 1 liter flip top jar that we've got on our website. So nice and easy, seal's closed. I'll let you go ahead and close it. And then how long do we wait?
2 to 3 weeks.
We wait for 2 to 3 weeks.
That's it.
And that's it. We put it in the fridge?
Nope, just on the shelf
How about that?
Yep.
So we're going to put it on the shelf in the pantry. We're going to let it sit for 2-3 weeks, and then maybe, because 3 weeks is almost 4 weeks, and we'll have another show. Maybe we'll have it ready for our next show so that we can actually do a taste test. But that's Kahlua in a nutshell. Now, depending on how you pour it, right? Like you could pour this in little tiny bottles if you wanted to give it away as a gift.
Now, I just put it in the big one for now because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, or maybe I keep it for myself. But there's so many things you can do with it. I don't know yet.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And so now that's Kahlua. Super easy. You should all try it. Great use of vanilla beans, coffee beans, and
also,
rum.
if you get into it in 2 weeks and you want there to be a little bit more vanilla in it, add a little bit more vanilla and wait a little bit. Like it's just a trial and error type thing.
That's it. Trial and error.
There you go.
And that's what we do in our group. So we would love to see posts of Kahlua. So anybody that is ambitious in watching this and they want to make their own Kahlua, we'd love to see some posts. Give it a shot. Post a picture. Show us how you store it. Are you using it for yourself? Are you using it in gifts? Are there things that you're using for cooking where you're adding Kahlua? We'd love to hear about it. Post online. Share it. Everyone, I think, would enjoy seeing the different applications, the different way to make it, and having different ideas on how.
And we also have, I think, a few other recipes on our dessert blog that include Kahlua. So if you put in the search bar Kahlua, they'll all come up. So it might get you going in the right direction of things you might want to bake with the Kahlua.
Yeah, we have the Kahlua. What are they, like the powdered, like a rum ball? I can't.
Oh yeah.
What are those again?
Kahlua rum balls. They are so good at Christmas time.
So good, and the name is so impossible to forget.
I don't know what they are.
It's like a Kahlua and a rum ball. What is that called? It's a Kahlua rum ball. Thank you very much.
He just knows he likes to eat them.
Yes, there are no dumb questions in vanilla pura.
No,
ever.
There are not.
So we've got a couple other things that we wanted to talk about in this segment, and then we've got a little surprise that we're going to make at the end. We didn't put this in the announcements, but we've got one surprise at the end of something really sweet that we're going to make and that we're excited to tell you about. And we'll hold off on telling you that. So while we're waiting, I wanted to move to a very simple extract. So for all of you newbies, and there's a lot of you, I see some questions coming from newbies. Oh, there they are right there, the chocolate Kahlua rum balls. There they are. Thank you, Amy.
Amy, she's a doll. They are as good as they look. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Thank you for posting those. The truffles. Yes, that's the word I was thinking of, Amy. It's the truffles. It's the truffles.
Yes.
Yes, you see. Thank you. I just could not think of it. It's truffles. So thank you again, Amy. So there's a lot of new people that are in the group, and so we wanted to just make a very simple extract, kind of go back to our roots and make a very simple extract that is a favorite, and it's great for the holidays. We've talked about it a lot online, and it is specifically our spiced rum extract for the holidays. Okay, spiced rum. I want to talk about artificial flavors in alcohol for a minute while we're setting this up, okay? There's a lot of questions that we get of what if I buy like a vanilla flavored vodka? Smirnoff, I have a Smirnoff here. Now this is a cucumber lime we're using for another cooking application. But there's vanilla Smirnoff. There's lots of different types of rum that have artificial vanilla or raspberry or cherry. And I see a lot of chatter about people wanting to use those. We've tried various. We tried vanilla first. And the result for us on anything artificial has been really bad. Kind of plastic, like medicinal, chemical.
Like medicinal or imitation.
So it wasn't that we added vanilla to vanilla beans to vanilla flavored vodka and then got like double fold vanilla extract with only single fold level of beans. We thought maybe that's what would happen. It wasn't the case at all. It really did not taste great. Vanilla with vanilla did not taste great. And we've tried cherry and we've tried some of the others and none of them have worked well. There's only one exception to the rule, and that exception has been this Captain Morgan Spiced Rum is wonderful for vanilla extract for the holiday season. So this is like the special extract. We keep it in our cabinet and we only pull it out during the holidays because it's so good with holiday cooking. There's something about spiced rum and gingerbread that just works. There's something about the spiced rum vanilla extract in banana bread or zucchini bread or
eggnog.
Eggnog. Yes, eggnog. The spiced rum vanilla extract is wonderful. So for all of our new members out there, we want to make a very simple extract, right? Because extract is so super duper easy to get started. This is how your addiction begins. You get a rum that you know is great. So in this case, we love the Captain Morgan Spiced Rum. We got a bottle that holds exactly 8 ounces of alcohol. So I don't even have to get out a measuring cup. I don't have to measure anything. I just have an 8-ounce bottle. You can get a 16-ounce bottle. So you know that you need exactly the amount of beans that you need. So there's no measuring. I have an 8-ounce bottle. It's a swing top cap. So we'll close this when we're done. And because it's 8 ounces of alcohol, I need how many beans?
1 ounce of beans.
1 ounce of vanilla beans for single fold per FDA minimum instructions. So in our case, we're trying, and I'm probably not going to be ready, but here it is at the end of May. It would be wonderful if this was ready for the holidays. So I'm going to do everything I can to like expedite the process without using a sous vide at this point, which maybe we do later with this one in our next show. We talked about doing like vanilla bean paste and a sous vide. Not the vanilla bean paste in the sous vide, but both of those things in our next show. So I've pre-cut and sliced all of these beans. So I'm just going to put them in. Because they're sliced, in my experience, and as we see in our samples here, and the whole beans versus the cut beans, sliced beans always seem to extract a little bit faster than whole beans. The problem, though, is that all of the caviar from these beans is going to end up at the bottom of the bottle. That's the pro and the con of slicing versus not slicing. The pro is you get your beans a little bit faster. So then I've got my 1 ounce of beans in. And then I simply take my Captain Morgan Spiced Rum. Any spiced rum will do the trick. I'm not, promoting, only Captain Morgan. It's just the one that we've used and that we've had a lot of success with. I have just a little tiny funnel, and I'm making a little bit of a mess here, but a little tiny funnel that I put on top, and I'm just filling it up with spiced rum and pre-split Madagascar beans. I put the cap back on the rum. We close, I'll take the funnel out, we close the top.
Let's see if the bottle works.
We will see.
If you were with us on our very first live, you'll know what we were talking about. Our bottles wouldn't close.
Our bottles would not close. So today we had problems with the internet at the very beginning, and the first time it was problems with the bottles, right?
Well, we had problems there too.
We had problems there too.
We have all kinds of problems.
We just tons of problems here. But it's Sunday afternoon, it's a party, let's just have fun. So these are just our pre-made labels that we have on vanillapure.com. You can go, they're already designed. You just have to get the Avery sheet and put that into your printer to do. So we've got our spiced rum extract. I'm going to put the label on it, just like that. and then we will now watch the spiced rum. It has the date, it has the ingredients, it has everything on it. So we will watch that progress over the next 6 months. We're going to see how it tastes around the holiday season. Again, I think it's probably going to be too soon.
Maybe.
It will be. But you know, sometimes if it's close enough for the holidays, we'll still use it because that spiced rum with the vanilla is just so good in some of those holiday treats that we make.
If you want to do a double fold, we suggest you use a bigger bottle. Because of the displacement of the alcohol, you're going to have twice the amount of beans in there. And so you just need a bigger bottle so you don't, so you have enough alcohol.
You have enough alcohol. Now, David asked, what's the ideal time to wait to use homemade vanilla extract? Starlet's already answered, 12 to 18 months. Starlet's 100% correct. 12 to 18 months always gives you the best extract. The longer you wait, the better. I think 1 or 2 shows ago, we were showing you our rum Indonesian vanilla extract that was 3 years old. So we have some that we tuck away that we're excited about and we know it, and we just kind of let them sit in the pantry, in a dark place, corner of the pantry, and we just let them go. And the longer you wait, the better they are. Mother jars are good for this because you have an old mother jar and you keep putting in new beans, and the taste sometimes that comes out of that mother jar is absolutely amazing. But again, David, to your point, we are trying to expedite this one. I'm going to push the envelope a little, which you can try to see if I can get this thing ready for the holidays. I don't think it's going to be ready, but we're going to try. So while Jill is setting up, one last thing that we wanted to talk about. While Jill's setting up for our final surprise, and you're going to start figuring out what the final surprise is that we're really excited to make with you. There's a lot of chatter on our group about tequila, and can you use tequila to make vanilla extract? Now, I have always said no. So if I just, happen to be the person that was answering that question or posting, I was always saying no, because there's something about tequila. When you smell tequila, the agave in it. So this is Jose Cuervo Especial. It's a silver tequila. Silver tequilas are, clear as water. They're right out of the distiller. They're very strong. It's that agave smell that I smell first. And at least on my palate, agave with vanilla never really made sense. And so I was always, my opinion was that I didn't think that it would make a very good vanilla extract.
Yeah, but the añejo has kind of a smoky.
It does.
Right?
And so then you get like an añejo, which is a 3-year-old tequila that has aged a little longer in a barrel. When you smell this one is a Don Julio añejo. It's a reposado, so it's been sitting for a long time. It picks up kind of an oaky caramel scent. So then I thought, well, if tequila is going to work, I would recommend using like an añejo or a reposado, because I think that would give you the best likelihood for a good tequila. But all of that being said, Starlet, we got a brief interruption there. Hopefully we're okay.
I think so.
All of that being said, Starlet has started a tequila vanilla extract that we're really excited about. I don't have her brand here in Utah, the Saza Hacienda, and she's using a silver extract, or a silver tequila. So Starlet, we're all going to be really excited to see how that turns out and what the applications are for it. So we're open. We might try one. I think if we do it, we're going to use an añejo or a reposado to see if we can get a real creamy caramel taste. It's one of those things where we're kind of pushing the envelope of what we would normally do, because we're getting recommendations that maybe we have to try it. So we are going to try a tequila vanilla extract. We might do that in our next show in conjunction with Starlet using the silver, where we'll use the reposado. Sound
Allie
good?
just said she did it 4 days ago.
Allie, wonderful.
She made the tequila extract just 4 days ago.
So Allie, we'd love to hear how that turns out. When you're done, please let us know. And if you want to take some pictures, we'll put it on our extract blog and send you some free beans if we end up posting it on the blog. So we'd love to hear how that turns out, Allie. And then Starlet will certainly keep us posted as well. Starlet is saying right now, I think you'll like it. I think I might. I'm anxious to really try it. So we're excited to do that. Let's see, are there any other questions on this segment that we have skipped while we get into our very last segment?
Thank you, Bobby, and also Allie, for letting everyone know what double fold is. We didn't explain that, so thank you for going into detail about the difference between single and double.
Yep. I love Morgan, says Bobby. I've not tried it yet, but I've started some with vodka. Yes, Morgan's good. Captain Morgan, we love it. We our next door neighbor for about 10 years. His last name was Morgan, and he was a captain for Delta Airlines.
Yeah.
And so that we called him Captain Morgan. He was our next door neighbor, Captain Morgan, with Delta Airlines for many, many years. So if you hear Captain Morgan on Delta on your next flight, that was probably my next door neighbor. Tell him hello. So we like Morgan too. Okay, for our very last, are there any questions here?
Mezcal,
Bobby
yeah.
says you're welcome. Amy says, I'd like to try a smoky vanilla bean with mezcal. Yes, another form of tequila. So like we were saying with the beans, when you're ready to pick your spirit, research it. And don't just research tequila generally, because there are versions of tequila and versions of rum and versions of vodka with different derivatives. When you get into bourbons and when you get into whiskeys and scotch and Japanese whiskey and Irish whiskey, there are so many different types. And so if you study the spirit as much as you study the bean, you're going to find that you can create something that the world has never seen before in your kitchen. And please, when you do, share it with us, because we'd love to highlight it. We love learning all these new things. So we want to end with the greatest little gift for the holiday season, really any time of year, because it's never bad.
I'm gifting it tomorrow.
She's gifting So why don't you go ahead? You can tell them what we've got set up right here on this beautiful little tray.
Okay, so we were, everyone kept requesting, let's make Kahlua on the next live. I had lots of people, Patricia from Florida, she's like, you gotta do Kahlua. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna get it on there, but I don't know what it is. Sometimes when I think Kahlua, I always think Bailey's. I love Bailey's. So it's
Irish cream.
Irish cream. Who doesn't want to make their own Irish cream? So that's what we're going to do. And it is the most simple recipe, and you can use it right away.
Yes, immediately.
Yep.
In fact, we might, just for the sake of the audience and to, make sure that we're honest at the end, we might just try this.
Yep.
Right?
So I did make some earlier, and I put them in these cute little 2-ounce bottles. I am going to gift these out to my girls in my book club tomorrow. So, I just made something, and the very next day, it's good to go.
It's good to go.
Yep. So here we go.
Let's make some Irish cream. And
Okay.
again, you can find this on vanillapure.com. Just search for Irish cream.
Yep.
Right? That's it. Top
also,
left.
if you don't drink alcohol, we have a ton of different recipes on the dessert blog that include Bailey's.
Two things.
So,
Lori Lanford, we love you too. And she says, I double love Irish cream.
Oh.
Yes. So do we, Lori. Absolutely. And Amy, once again, our hero, posted the link to the Irish cream, so it's right there in the comments. It's absolutely wonderful. So thank you for your help. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, let's get
This
started.
is good stuff.
Okay, so it's really, really easy. The first thing we're going to start with is we're just going to put a cup of and the recipe says half and half or heavy cream. I just used heavy cream. If you're going to enjoy this, you might as well.
Is there a
just
brand that you
enjoy it.
like over another? Just any heavy cream that you get at the grocery store? So heavy cream, better than half and half, but both will work.
Both will work. And you can also do a half if you don't have, you can do half and half whole milk. That's an option too. Let's see. The next one is a 14-ounce can of
Condensed milk, right?
sweetened condensed milk. You see all that goodness coming down in there?
This just reminds you of the holidays, doesn't it? Because in the holidays, we made something that had like 5 cups of sugar, and now we're making something that has all this condensed milk, and it's why we all love the holidays, right? It's the end of the year.
If you put the Irish cream in some of your ice creams.
Oh, on the top of ice cream, it's
So this isn't
absolutely
just holidays.
wonderful.
Get ready to make some ice cream and put this in it. It
Boy.
is so good.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next thing is 3 tablespoons. It's just Hershey syrup.
Oh, Amy posted the link to our Irish cream brownies, which are a lot of fun as well.
Those are so yummy.
Yep. So this is Hershey. This is the very fancy, the very elegant Hershey syrup.
Hershey syrup. And I just have to tell you, we always have this on hand because we have 2 boys who could pretty much
They drink it from the bottle. So if you saw the pre-show, us preparing and putting this wonderful Hershey syrup in this ramekin, this nice little bowl, it was just us squeezing it and measuring it until we had the right amount. We love Hershey syrup in our home.
I think would be nice you could try ganache. That's more work. But it's something you could try if you would like a richer, more fancy chocolate.
Amy, you are on like the Irish cream odyssey journey right now.
Ya.
She just posted our creamy chocolate cake that uses Irish cream.
It is
as
so.
well.
It's not just for coffee and hot chocolate, you guys. You can use this stuff in so many places.
Totally.
It's so good. Okay, the next thing is coffee granules. It says instant, 1 teaspoon. I just ground my coffee because I don't have any instant. But the first time I tried this, I realized that it wasn't fine enough. And so I had to kind of strain it out to get some of the pieces that were a little bit bigger. So if you do use ground coffee, you can do that. Just use a strainer at the end to make sure you get some maybe of the bigger pieces.
There you go. And what kind of coffee was this?
This was the Colombian.
This was also the Colombian,
Yeah.
so the same coffee that we used for the Kahlua. Since we had it, that's what we used.
Okay, so, and the next thing, of course, the vanilla.
The vanilla.
Right? I'm going to move this over by you for a
Sure,
second.
I'll hold it.
So you can use extract in this. So if you have your extract, you are welcome to use extract. It's 1.5 teaspoons of extract, or 1 to 2 beans. Now I put 1 to 2 beans in there because 1 is sufficient. I have a problem, so I put 2 in, and it is delicious.
I'm over here licking the
Yeah,
batter
no
while you're
licking
doing it.
because I'm giving that away.
You might need a new spatula. Are they close friends that we're giving it
They
to?
might be watching.
All right.
Anyways, so I use 2 beans. It's wonderful, but you can use 1 and it will be wonderful too. So there's the option, okay? I'm just gonna cut off the curly tips of this. And what I do is, all I'm doing is I'm gonna cut down the middle of the vanilla bean.
So you cut off the tip that bends.
Yeah, it just makes it easier.
Makes it a little easier.
And then I'm just cutting down the middle.
So just a nice slice. Are you going all the way through, or are you just slicing one side?
I'm just kind of slicing through it, but you can go all the way through and make...
Make 2 halves, but in your case, you're just opening it up.
I'm just opening it up where I can see all of that yummy caviar.
This one is full of caviar, like we love.
Mm-hmm.
So we open it up. Go
then
ahead.
I take my knife, and all I'm doing is scraping it.
So we get in and we scrape all that caviar out and get it right into the Baileys. And so why do we do this? 2 reasons. Of course, first is taste. The taste of the vanilla really enhances the Baileys. But the second is...
It looks so wonderful. It looks better than regular Baileys. Baileys got nothing on me. With the specks in there, it just looks so good. It is just so fun.
Oh, that's funny. So what I'm trying to see, I'm catching up on the comments here. You got to give that one up, hun, says Allie. I'm trying to see what we have to give up. I don't know. Maybe they're getting after me for licking the spatula, and we have to give this whole batch up, which means we're going to have to keep it here. It's going to have to just be for me.
Oh, yeah, that's how you work it.
I don't know. Allie's like, you go, Jill. Look at her go. Cleaning that vanilla bean.
You do not want to leave anything in here. You scrape it out, and if you don't go all the way through, you can actually flatten it out and then just kind of scrape it like that. I think that's the easiest way. But sometimes if the bean is a little bit skinnier, it's harder to do that.
Yeah.
But see how I'm just scraping it out.
So there you go.
I don't know if you can see that, but there's a whole lot of caviar there on my knife.
So we do this for 2 beans. Now you have then this pod that's left over that is now empty, and so a lot of people say, well, do you throw that away? And we would say, well, no, the pod goes right into the mother jar, or it goes into another bottle of extract that you're making. Don't throw any of it away. These tips that were cut off at the beginning so you could slice them easily, we're not going to throw those away either. We save every part of the vanilla bean,
Well,
and
there's
we're
still
going to use
oil
it.
on it. These are grade A beans. There's still oil on the outside of the bean.
Yep. And so we still want to use them. We're going to throw them into the mother jar, and we're going to make sure that we get everything that we can out of every one of these beans.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Oh, this one's wonderful.
I don't think you can see it, but there is a whole lot
there
of caviar
is.
in there.
So we're going to have 2 beans worth of caviar. And it's filling up now, so you can see it everywhere.
Maybe you show that just a little bit closer.
Okay.
Look how
Go ahead. I think we got it for this. We just, look at that. We do not want to give up any little piece of caviar. This will be kind of hard to show. I'll do my best. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to show because I can't really angle it. But there's a lot of caviar in there with the coffee. And it's all just sitting on top right now. So the coffee beans are sitting on top, the caviar is sitting on top, everything's just kind of suspended.
It looks delicious. Okay, so here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever.
Boys and girls.
Yeah. You have to mix this on low. I've got my hand mixer because I want you to be able to see while I'm doing this. All I'm doing, this is very low for 30 seconds.
So very low for 30 seconds. And why do you have to be on low?
If you mix on high, you could curdle the cream.
So I'm not sure if you can hear past the blender, but if you're mixing too fast on high, you can curdle the cream, which we don't want to do. So we simply blend it for 30 seconds, take our time on low, and make sure that that consistency stays nice and creamy like any Irish cream. Let's see, are there any questions? Starlet likes Indonesian in hers, she said, which would be wonderful, Starlet. And then the vanilla beans, another use of the vanilla beans, I was saying you take those pods and you put them in the mother jar. Mary just reminded us that you can put them in the sugar as well. We made sugar at our last party, and that's a wonderful use, is the sugar. So that's wonderful as well.
Okay, so the last thing that you add is the whiskey. I like Jameson.
So Irish whiskey, there's a lot of different brands out there. Jameson's kind of our go-to. And so how much are you putting in?
2 and 1 2/3. I was thinking doubled because I wanted to double it.
we do double fold Jameson. That's a whole other thing. At the end of a long week, double fold Jameson is a lot better than single fold Jameson. I'm just saying. So
he's kidding.
I'm kidding. So
on low still.
On low. So that's what I was going to ask. After you do that, on low. And we're just slowly blending it all in. And you said again it was in the recipes there, it was 1 cup and 2/3 of the Jameson.
Yes, 1 2/3
1 and
cup
2/3
of Irish whiskey, and we use Jameson.
There you go.
Yep. So really, six ingredients.
6 ingredients, and if I wasn't talking the whole time, you would have made this a lot faster, right?
That's the truth on lots of things.
That's the truth on lots of things. So we got it made. The whole thing probably takes 10 minutes to make once you get everything out and organized. It takes about 10 minutes to make, so it's really easy. So then when you're done, I notice all the speckles are kind of floating to the top.
Well, and some of that is coffee, so I'll strain it. Because I used fresh ground, I'll strain it. But I'm not going to do that this time just for the sake of time. This is how it turns out. If you want to just show, maybe they can see the speckles.
Talk about how you strain it. We just get a strainer.
Okay, yeah, I get a strainer, and all that it takes out are the bigger pieces of those coffee grounds that didn't get quite as fine as I wanted them to do. And maybe I should have done it a little bit longer, but I've done it several times and it works out if you know.
So this one here has been through the strainer,
and
I'm going to bring this to the camera here so you can get a good look at it. But you can see that it's just a nice, subtle, I mean, all the way through, there's those wonderful little vanilla bean speckles, as well as some coffee speckles, coffee grounds that are still in there. And there you have it. A wonderful little gift for your friends at book club tomorrow.
Yeah.
That you can, for anyone, any time of year, because it's got a million different uses that are great. So,
do you want to try it?
We're going to try some.
Just a little bit?
Just to see. Because again, and the reason is this is something that, settle down there. So this is something that we can actually make with our vanilla beans. It's ready immediately.
Yeah, it's something you can just use right away while your vanilla is sitting for 12 to 18 months.
Right. So if you don't know what to do while you're waiting for your vanilla extract to be done, make yourself a bunch of Irish cream. And just
Kahlua.
wait. And Kahlua. And just wait, right?
Cheers.
So let's see what that tastes like. Oh, man.
I'm sorry, it's better than Bailey's.
It's better. We might have to rename it. That's better than Bailey's. This is the better than Bailey's Irish cream. Wow. That is very, very good.
It's very sweet.
Very sweet. You can taste, I mean, all of it's coming through, though. The coffee brings it through. And we made this is, how old is this?
And the vanilla. I made it this morning.
This is the one from this, okay, just recent. Yep. And so it tastes wonderful. So homemade Irish cream using vanilla beans and a number of other items. We hope that was helpful. And go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
It can last up to 2 months in the refrigerator. It is not shelf stable like Bailey's, so you need to keep it in your refrigerator, and you need to shake it. So if you do give it as a gift, you might want to put that on a tag or something to keep it in the fridge and how long it lasts and to shake it up.
Marielle, yes, instant gratification.
We all love that.
Every now and then, you gotta finish something that you start and enjoy the fruits of the labor, right? As they say. Well, what a wonderful time we've had. We're about 6 minutes shy of our 1 hour that we try to keep this to, and so we wanted to end. Let's make sure that there are no unanswered questions just recently here. Double would be better after a rough week, says Karen. Yes, it definitely would be better. That's a new saying now. I'm going to have double fold Jameson. I don't think it would curdle, but it would turn to whipped cream. Yeah, probably right. It's picking up.
It has a curdled texture.
Yeah, that was Pamela that made that comment. And so we just go very slow. Yummy for sure. Starlight is the Indonesian. So very good. I think we've hit on a lot of those comments. So thank you very much. So.
Oh, and I did not cook the condensed milk. It came straight out of the can.
Yep.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, we don't want to leave without giving away some vanilla beans. So thank you, Jill, for preparing all of that. I think this has been a ton of fun. We've gone through like all sorts of different applications when you watch all of our videos. And of course, all of our videos are saved on Facebook. So within the group, you can go and see them. We cut them up and we put them on YouTube for the different sections. We try to embed them into our website so you can see them as well, and put the segment right next to like the recipes. So you'll see these videos pop up on our website as well. So thank you so much for being here and being part of it. We like to end thanking our group on Facebook where all of the excitement happens and where all of this great creativity is coming from. We wanted to highlight and give 1 ounce of Madagascar beans to our top 10 contributors over the last 30 days. And here they are in order of number 10 all the way up to number 1. Kelly Lawhead, 1 ounce of vanilla beans, Madagascar vanilla beans is coming your way. Mark Lally, number 9, 1 ounce of free Madagascar beans coming your way. Patricia A. Carter Brown. Thank you, Patricia, for all of your posts and insight. 1 ounce of vanilla beans on the way to you. Susan Laundry, Stringer, congratulations, Susan Stringer, coming to you. Kathy Donaldson, congratulations. Debbie Perry Thomas, I think she's won this a few times now. Because Debbie, we love you. Thank you for your contribution. Kathleen Crooks, next. Kathleen.
She's the one she's wanting to buy the cabinet just for her extract.
Oh my gosh, that's right. She's buying an extract cabinet. We love it, Kathleen. Thank you. Roxanne Young. Roxanne is wonderful. You all know these people because you see them commenting all the time. Our final two, number 2 is Lori Lanford.
Lori, my friend who loves Bailey's.
Lori, congratulations. You've got more free beans on the way. And our number 1 contributor over the last 30 days is Krista Howard. All right, Krista.
Thank you, Krista.
Thank you very much. We have a wonderful group of people in our Facebook group, Making Vanilla Extracts by Vanilla Pura. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Like we say it every time. I said it at the start of the show. We built the group just as a place to hold information for sharing how to make extracts. And it has become, because of who you are, a center for kindness. And that's our goal, and we want to keep it that way. And we want to make sure that kindness always reigns within our Facebook group with everybody that is sharing and associating. And we hope you're all making friends like we feel that we have, and we hope to be able to get together soon and actually meet many of you in the not too distant future. So thank you for your contribution, and thank you for making our group wonderful.
Well, I remember reading just a post earlier where someone was thanking the moderators, and really it's you guys. You're the ones who are out there sharing, answering questions, sharing links. It's you. It's all of you that makes this group what it is. There's just a few moderators, and there are 26,500 of you.
Exactly.
And you guys are awesome. Thank you for being sweet and kind. Thank you for being kind to our newbies. You know, someone on the phone the other day said she's always been too shy to share what she thinks or her questions, and she feels comfortable here to ask a question, and she gets a response fairly quickly, and it's kind. It's not, hey, you should know that. You know, it's kind, and they include links and they explain things, and it happens every day.
Every day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I can't add a word to that. So thank you very much for another fun show. We're going to do it again next month. If there's anything you want to see highlighted, please email us. We'll archive all of the comments. But thank you, and we can't wait to see you all again in June. In the meantime, have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and we'll see you in a month. Bye-bye.